Why Albanians use old and new Lekë?
What?
Why the same price can be said in two completely different ways? In today's video we are going to finally answer this question and see carefully why Albanians use different ways for the same currency. To understand this, we need to go back in time. Most people think that the old Lekë versus new Lekë confusion started recently, but it didn't. It began in 1965 during communist Albania. In 1965, the government carried out a currency reform and they replaced the old Lekë with a new version. The exchange rate was 10 old Lekë equals 1 new Lekë. Everything changed overnight. Salaries, prices, all accounting. All of it was recalculated into the new Lekë. So why do people still use the old Lekë? Here is the important part. After the reform, many people, especially older generation, continued speaking in the old numbers out of habit. For example, if something cost 10 new Lekë, older people kept calling it 100 old Lekë. They weren't trying to confuse anyone. That's simply how they had spoken their entire life. This habit survived for decades, and even today, even though the old Lekë hasn't existed since 1965, people still use that old scale when talking. Here's a simple rule you can learn in order to understand better the currency old and new in Albanian. Now, in the Albanian culture, especially in the country of Albania, because keep in mind that the old currency and the new currency is only applied in the country of Albania. If you are in Kosovo, North Macedonia or Greece, Albanians don't use the same structure. So if you are in Albania, you might hear people saying 100 Lekë. Normally 100 in the new Lekë, so in the normal form that we use now, is gonna equal 10 Lekë. So let's say, for example, the Albanians, when we speak Albanian, they say I paid 1,000 for a coffee. That doesn't mean they paid $1,000. They mean 1,000 Lekë, old Lekë, which equals 100. So 100 it's 1,000. 1,000 it's 10,000 in the old Lekë. So basically what you do in the old Lekë is you just add a zero to make the currency appear stronger. That's what they did during the communism. Now, every time we speak Albanian, unfortunately, we speak with the old currency. Especially the old generation, they always speak using the old currency. But if you go to the bank or if you pay for something into the bank, they will always speak with new currency. So, 100 Lekë, which is going to be 1 euro. 200 Lekë, 2 euros, and so on and so forth. How to know what someone means? Now remember that when you are in Albania and you are paying for something, or someone is telling you this item cost, let's say 1,000 Lekë or 2,000 Lekë, and etc., always make sure to ask whether they are speaking or talking in the old currency or in the new currency. So let's take an example in Albanian. Let's take how much does this cost? Sa kushton? Sa kushton? Let's assume the person is saying this cost 1,000 Lekë. Kjo kushton 1,000 Lekë. Kjo kushton 1,000 Lekë. Now you want to make sure to ask the question: të vjetra apo të reja? Të vjetra apo të reja? Which means, are you talking with old currency or new currency? And then they are going to reply të vjetra if they are speaking with the old way, or të reja if they are speaking with the new way. But remember, if you go to the bank or supermarket, people will always talk with the new currency, which is the official form we have nowadays in Albania. So, whenever you travel Albania, always make sure to know this very important fact before you buy something. Always make sure to ask if the person is talking with old Lekë or new Lekë. I hope this video helped you a bit in order to understand better why Albanians still, even nowadays, use old and new currency. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson. Miru pafshim.